Hi, I'm Jeremy Tenenbaum. I'm a CFA charter holder and I'm the CFO of the Altman Foundation up in New York. One of the reasons we wanted to do the conference was there was not a venue in Philadelphia where people from the finance community could get together with folks from the foundation and endowment community, could get together with charities and the other organizations that the foundations support. And I just thought it would be helpful for the two communities to get together with each other.
Hi, I'm Amanda Agati. I'm the Institutional Chief Investment Strategist for PNC's Institutional Asset Management business. Well, this is always a really terrific event, and with endowments and foundations, really the core part of our asset management business, it's important to understand the issues that our clients are dealing with and also come to the table with our thoughts and solutions about how to help them out.
I'm Ben Purse. I'm the former head of Vanguard Charitable Endowment Program. It's a public charity that does with a mission of increasing charitable giving in the United States. And I was lucky enough to run that organization for 17 years and grew it from zero of everything, employees, assets, grants, to about 50 employees and about $5 billion in invested assets, and we gave away $5 billion in those 17 years. I chose to speak at this event because the audience is an important audience made up of financial advisors, influencers in the investment community. This particular program is focused on philanthropy, and so I thought it an opportunity to share what I had the good fortune to do with Vanguard Charitable, answer questions from smart people about donor-advised funds, and hopefully educate folks about how they operate, some of the challenges with them, and some of the opportunities with them.
The panel that I participated on today was talking about the subdued return environment, and it's a critically important issue for our clients and the prospects that we're talking to. And really we think that it's almost at the core of our advice and guidance that we can provide to them to help them understand that perhaps the way that they have approached asset allocation and investing portfolios in the past is not necessarily going to work going forward. And so we need to challenge ourselves to think a little bit differently about how to be able to meet their goals and objectives. And so we spent a lot of time talking about that on the panel today.
I think one of the things that has come up this year, and it's always been a bit of a surprise because when we start organizing the agenda, we don't typically have, we have to do this, we have to do that. It's a ground-up process and things come together. And there's a big emphasis on governance. On governance for private foundations, on good governance practices for charities, on good governance practices for organizations that are considering hiring outsourced CIOs. I think, particularly given a lot of the scandals in the charitable community in the last few years with a pronounced set of scandals in Pennsylvania, I think people are starting to realize that governance and how you discharge your responsibilities is an important aspect of nonprofit life.
I think that the key takeaway is to not set it and forget it when it comes to an asset allocation or an investment policy statement, that it's critically important to continually evaluate that to make sure that it both reflects a client or prospects or organization's investment goals and objectives, and that it's also achievable and reasonable in the current environment. We really need to be responsive to the evolving or changing investment landscape. And this is really sort of the core crux of the issue. You know, if we don't have the asset allocation set appropriately, it's almost like the rest of the pieces of the puzzle don't matter.
What I'd like the audience to take away is a greater appreciation and understanding of how donor-advised funds can work for themselves, their clients, most importantly, and the fact that donor-advised funds offer a variety of solutions so that an advisor with his or her client can provide education and provide a solution that's best for that client. May not be, a donor-advised fund may not be for everyone, but hopefully people will walk away with an understanding there are potential solutions here that could be very effective.
I think there are two takeaways, one on the investment side and one on the structural side. On the investment side, I think people are getting more cautious about returns, but there's also a lot of developments going on in the investment world. We're seeing fees being reduced across the board, which will help returns. We're seeing people increasingly embrace the use of both active and passive management in endowments, which is historically most endowments have just been active only. And people are talking about new types of investments, new places to invest the money. A lot of discussion about emerging markets, a lot of discussion about China. So I think that's all pretty healthy. And I think on the structural side, I think the takeaway is that people are understanding the need to have better process in place, to have that nonprofit boards need to be able to better document what they want to do. If they have standing committees of the boards, say a finance committee or an executive committee or an investment committee, that there needs to be better communication, better documentation of minutes, and I think that word is getting around, and I think the conference has helped spreading that knowledge.